it's like with a thrush muffler and no resonator. It's actually pretty quiet until about 3,000. And if you get, the more you get on, it gets really loud if you really get on the gas. I've got a resonator waiting at home. I can't wait to go put it on when I get home today. I just thought I'd make a quick video. Just to hear it. Cruising. Me. I'm trying to hide my phone a little bit. Sounds really good idling and downshifting, stuff like that. Sounds pretty shitty. Just cruising at certain RPMs though. Hear my coat hanger. It sounds like a subway train, which is actually interesting to me. So I always thought that subway train screeching was like sliding on the rails, or like some rails or metal sliding against each other, but the coat hangers down there are definitely not really sliding. They're all wrapped up against each other. They're just vibrating. So you can get a screeching sound from just vibration. I'll have to get some rubber mounts or something at some point if that annoys me too much. They're just kind of expensive. It's like $8, $5, something like that for a single rubber mount. I'll just have to get a few of them. Felt something slip there. Not sure if it was the clutch. Yeah, I need to slow down. It's weird, it slips there every day. Okay, I think it just, I'm not sure where it stopped recording, but it slips there every day on that on-ramp. Not sure if it's the clutch slipping or the engine is skipping or what. I think it's the clutch because it slipped before. It's not super strong. Anyway, yeah. So now you get to see my highway droning sound. See, if I slow down to like, well, I guess some in-town driving sound, so that's way better sounding. If I drive at like 65, which is actually like 60, I found out from GPS in this car, it's pretty quiet. As soon as you get up 70, 75 gets really loud. Then once you get up to 80, it quiets down a little bit. 80's, you know, just really like 75. It's like quiet enough that it doesn't annoy me too much. But it really sucks not being able to go 70, 75. It's like a lot of highway driving is at that speed. It's just super loud. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get a muffler later. Just thought I'd record, or a resonator. I thought I'd just record this before I put it on so you can hear what it sounds like with no resonator. and I'll do the town driving. I'm getting off the highway now so you guys can hear the engine off the highway, because it really sounds like shit in my opinion on the highway, but it sounds pretty good off of it. I was going to put my phone in this cup holder right here, because every time I shift or like when I'm steering, but that's not going to work. I'm going to have to make a mount at some point. That was dumb. Alright, here we are, coming up the hill to the farm. You hear that quack? I think that's a PCV valve maybe. I gotta work on that too. Can't figure out what it is. Oops. You pay attention where I'm driving. Not on the camera. There's that quack again. So every time I like do a certain thing with the gas pedal, I'm not sure what, it does that. It's weird. Like I'll go from engine braking to giving it like just a tiny bit of throttle just to maintain speed, and that's when it does it. Try to be quiet for this house here. Keep it right at about 1200. It's pretty quiet. A little bit late today. It's a beautiful place, but it snowed last night, so I don't like, driving. I'm only like 25-30 minutes later than normal. Just gives the day some time to warm up a little bit and the roads to get salted and melted off and dried out. Because when you go when it's still dark, it's still so cold. And the roads are all slushy and it could be ice, Just gotta wait for him to go. Oh, there's Mount Scottney way up over there. My house is like another 30 minutes past that. Wish I could do some donuts in Drift City with this, and some nice big open snowy parking lots. I just don't know where any are right now. Alright. There she is. Thrush power. That's right. And there's my plastic piece of crap engine cover that actually works and completely protects it from salt, which is good. Yep, I'm going to put a resonator off the back of that. I got to undent that where I put on some clamps before when I put it on backwards. Alright, this is going to be the after video for with a resonator. You can see no mufflers. Huh. Where did those go? Well, if you saw my last video, it was the sound of this exhaust system with just a thrush muffler, which is that muffler right there. It's basically 2 feet after the catalytic converter, and then I had a thrush muffler phone camera keeps turning off. I'm not sure why. I keep losing video that I'm doing, so I don't know. But like I was saying, a muffler just lowers the volume in general of your exhaust, and a resonator specifically eliminates the annoying parts of the sound. Short cruise, and engine warms up a little bit just so everyone can see how it sounds. Don't have my I'll update you guys when I get back with my lanyard. I gotta show you the parts that I got that are on here so you know what sounds like what. Yeah, that entire system under there is suspended with coat hangers and exhaust clamps, and none of it's welded. And there's no leaks as far as I can tell. And it seems pretty sturdy. I mean, I don't hear it moving around very much. The subway train screeching sound went away after I put the resonator on. So I think some of the wires got tensioned a little differently. But yeah, it's just extremely quiet. I can't even believe how much of a difference that made. So resonators come in different lengths, and I guess I could have gotten a shorter one if I wanted it to not quiet it down as much. The one I got, I believe, is 18 inches. They come anywhere, ones I saw when I was looking online, from like 16, 22 inches long. And I've seen them advertised as resonators, but I've also seen them listed as bullet mufflers or racing bullet mufflers. And on Roadkill, they have their muscle truck, they just have resonators on it, but he calls them bullet mufflers. It's just a glass pack. It's like a slightly larger tube with a straight through perforated tube inside of it and packed glass. It's just a glass pack, I guess. I don't know. As far as I know, I'd like to, if anybody knows, tell me in the comments, like this ever gets any views. But as far as I know, they're basically, I don't know. I don't really get it. If resonators eliminate the shitty sound, then what's the point of a muffler if you just want it even quieter after that, I guess? I don't know. I don't really know. But it doesn't really come across in the video how loud it is, but before I put the resonator on, it was unbearably loud. Like, I actually wore earplugs to work on one day, and I was tensing my jaw when I was driving on the highway just because it got so loud around 3,000 RPMs. And I watched the video, and it didn't sound that loud in the video. And now this one's probably going to sound, you're probably barely going to hear it in the video, but I can hear it very clearly. It's like a nice volume exhaust. It's definitely louder than stock, but not by much, really. I mean, and when you give it, like, the more gas you give it, the louder it gets, which is kind of cool because it's mostly it's a mostly straight through exhaust system. Like the muffler's baffled, but not, I mean, the muffler's chambered, but not baffled. So it's not quite straight through, but it's not, you know, it's just a few chambers with straight pipes connecting them. So it's fairly unrestricted, along with the resonator is just straight through. So when you have that kind of more straight through muffler design, that makes it so that it's loud when you rev it, when you give it more gas, but it's quieter when you're cruising. All right, I'm gonna turn around and some throttle and you can hear it now that it's more warmed up. That's like 3/4 throttle, second and third gear. Engine overheating a little bit, maybe. Thermostat sticks, but it's all right. I flushed the system and it helped with a coolant flusher. I need to do that again with a stronger flush or replace the thermostat, but basically it's fine when it warms up fully, but before it's fully warmed up, it can have little overheating spikes, because what the thermostat is doing is it's sticking closed when it should be opening because of the stop leak that was in the system. But anyway, it's all right. She'll be fine. Get my boost gauge. Sorry about the camera, I need to get a mount for it, but I need to drive and not crash, so and shift and everything like that. But yeah, I mean the muffler, like you can, like the exhaust, you can hear it. It's like, especially around 3,000. But it's like a nice volume. I'm really happy with the volume of it right now. It's kind of loud, you can kind of hear it, it sounds kind of good, but it's not too loud, it's not annoying when you're cruising. In fact, it's really quiet when you're cruising. But then as soon as you get a little spirited driving in and start giving it some gas, it gets louder and it sounds good, so yeah, I'm really happy with it. I mean, it's so much less restrictive than the stock exhaust system, and it cost me probably $140 total. But, I'll jump out real quick, just so you can hear the engine. From outside. Now that it's warmed up, I can rev it a little bit. And you can hear the idle with it warmed up. It's a lot slower, you know, sounds better. See my coat hanger there? Yeah, all coat hanger. I used like 7 or 8 coat hangers. Still recording, good. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that, really. Pretty happy. Yay, engine noises. Woohoo! Seatbelt. Let me pull it open. There we go. So yeah, pretty happy. I was suffering for a couple weeks with no resonator and it was driving me crazy. Like, I was driving an hour and a half total to work and back every day, and it's just drone city the whole time, and it was like so, I couldn't even listen to the radio. It was driving me crazy. It made me speed too much because it got quieter when I started going over 80, so I was like, I'm going over 80 all the time. So yeah, I'm really happy I got that fixed. You can hear the muffler and the resonator bumps up against the body once in a while, but I'm gonna fix it. Yeah, but I was scared. I was stopped when I stopped to turn. He was coming up real quick behind me, and he had a really big SUV. So, any hoozle.